Hey everybody, I'm back with a review video. I'm doing this in grayscale because my face is really red because I just drank a beer and I'm super lightweight. So anyway, I'm coming to you with a candle review here. Well, really comparison of my favorite candle from last year, which was new from Bath & Body Works, which is pumpkin spice cheesecake. So I have last year's version versus this year's version. I wound up ordering them online. Unfortunately, they haven't gone on sale in any of my stores so far. However, I did find someone on eBay that was selling them at a discount. So I'm assuming they must have either some crazy coupon or maybe they are an employee. I'm not sure. But it's good to be careful when you buy on eBay because sometimes people will use them on their candle warmers and use up all the scent. And then the product you get doesn't have any scent in it. I have been fortunate I have not had that happen before, but I've heard from some people in my Facebook groups that have had that problem. But anyway, I haven't been around a lot lately, and I know I've been saying this for the last couple of years. I've just had so much crazy stuff going on. But anyway, my job finally moved today, an additional hour away. It was crazy. Half of the freeways shut down. The power went out towards the end of the day. The backup generators kicked in, but all of the stoplights around the whole area were out, like for a couple of miles, and it took me a half an hour to go 1 mile. By the time I got home, I was just so frazzled. It's not why I had a beer. But I hate driving. I hate it. I'm actually got accepted to 3 or 4 different colleges coming up this fall. I'm going back for my second degree for an associate's, and I'm only attending one. I just was looking for the best program. But I'm going back for coding, so hopefully once I complete that associate's degree for health information technology, I can get a coding job and maybe do that from home. So that would be wonderful, but even if I can't do it from home, it's a more marketable thing than I'm doing right now at the hospital, so I can kind of choose where I want to work, probably a little more than I can with what I do right now. But anyway, you came here to see a Bath & Body Works review, not hear about my job, so. So pumpkin spice cheesecake from last year. The notes read, decadent velvety cheesecake, transform your favorite fall treat into something even more special, and notes of spiced pumpkin, fresh cream, and golden crust. Now, just as a precursor to this, I hate cheesecake. I don't know why. I love cream cheese. There's just something about cheesecake I don't like. It's just the sour cheese note with dessert, for me, doesn't mix, but I adore the smell of cheesecake. So even if you're not a cheesecake fan, if you like the smell of baked goods, you'll probably like this candle. So the one from last year, which came in this really kind of basic label, but it's I'm not super about all the packaging. The thing that I like most about them is the lids. Last year the lid was just this basic pumpkin stamped lid. This one had a kind of like, as others have described, a sour milk note to it. I don't really want to say sour because sour sounds so bad. I would say it's kind of like a tart, more of a tart note, I would say. But you definitely get the hint of cheesecake. I don't necessarily smell pumpkin per se, but it does smell like there's a little bit of spice, kind of like spice cake. So maybe a mix of cheesecake and spice cake. Now the one from this year, I have not burned it yet, so I'll have to do a review after I burned it. But the labels, as some others have pointed out, look a little bit like the Walnut Avenue labels. To be honest, I thought the one from last year looked a little bit more like that. But the one thing that they have changed a little bit is this label at the bottom. It says fragrance note, spiced pumpkin, graham cracker crust, whipped cream cheese. I don't know if they're just getting a little bit lazy about that, but maybe people just want to know what the actual base notes are. They don't really care about the extra description. But as a Bath & Body Works person, that's kind of what draws a lot of people in, but maybe they're marketing towards people that aren't as big into the collecting, because I know around like certain holidays they do sell a lot more as like gifts and stuff. But one thing I do love about this one is this hammered lid, and unfortunately because of the black and white you can't see, but it's a copper color. and the wax in this one is a little more of a peach color versus this one. It's the same color as like heirloom pumpkin. It's a straight up orange color, so it's different wax color. As far as the scent, I do detect a difference in the scent. This one, it does have that bakery note, but it's not quite as, it's not quite, I don't know how to describe it. It's a little less on the sour end of the tart spectrum than the other one. And like I said, I hate to describe it as sour, but this one has a little bit less bite to it. But all in all, I find the scent in this one maybe overall a little bit stronger than the other one, at least on cold sniff. So this might have an even better throw, which would be amazing because I already thought the pumpkin spice cheesecake had a pretty decent throw, at least in a small room. I have one burning right now in my living room. My living room opens up to the kitchen, so it's a fairly decent sized room. I can't smell the candle from across the room. I can smell it about halfway, so the throw is kind of eh. Now at the beginning of the candle, I tend to get more of a throw with that one, and I burned a lot of them. I bought like 15 last year. I loved it so much, but I always burned it in smaller rooms. So, sorry, my dog sees a cat outside, and my other cat is being bad. All right, so I bought 5 of these. I'll have to burn a few, see how they do. The wicks in this pretty much look like they don't have, these ones have like this metal center in them, which you may not be able to see on the video. But one thing I've noticed with this line of candles last year was they kind of nubbed out, and I would get kind of like drowning wick syndrome going. These ones don't. So I don't know if that's going to make a difference in the burn, but I kind of hope so because I hated sapping up the other candle. But I mean, all in all, I'm not a super wick trimmer because I don't like to spend the time doing that. But even with the drowning wick syndrome with the other ones, they still burned all the way down to the bottom. I never had them completely dud out, so that you just don't really get the super high flames. But here's one of my cats. It's Aria. So, but anyway, I look forward to burning this and seeing how that performs. So I haven't bought any of the others from the line yet. I'm kind of waiting for them to go on sale, which I don't know. I was kind of surprised that they came out with the fall line so soon for the fall preview. As I recall before, it didn't come out till like, what, August for last year? I don't know. But anyway, when they do put them on sale, I'll probably get a few different scents. I'd like to get another cinnamon sugar donut. I know that they have that a lot, but I actually really liked the pumpkin cinnamon sugar donut. It did smell slightly different to me. I don't know. They haven't come back with that one, but I'd like to try that one. Really, I have a couple of the other scents from last year. Pumpkin spice cheesecake was just the only one I really wanted to stock up on. So anyway, if there's any particular ones you're looking forward to, comment down below. Let me know how your performances have been with the candles. And good luck hunting out there.